Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and Tulsi Gabbard has once again exposed that predator class system of censorship that she was really betrayed by on the campaign trail before it all just went poof and away because of COVID 1984. As she began to trend last night during the DNC, this joke of a online convention. I watched Zombie Joe's speech. Hey, for him talking, I think between 10 and 15 minutes straight, and only like having 8 or 9 like minor slip ups compared to whatever. I wonder how many times they had to take that, because there's no way I think that was live in front of the podium. I think they had him pre-record that 4 or 5 times. Who knows? Conspiracy theory, Jason. He's not allowed to have that thought. But Tulsi Gabbard, of course, was not invited to speak. And this breaks tradition with, every other Democratic National Convention, as if you got delegates, which she did, you spoke at this thing. Always. But you see, we're living in a new reality in 2020 where Tulsi was qualifying for debates and they just wouldn't allow her. And even when she would, go past the rules, they just changed the rules. Say, we don't have time for Tulsi Gabbard. And look, out of everybody up there, she told the most truth consistently and from a perspective I think the general populace could understand. And she had way more traction than Kamala Vampiris as well. Was she perfect? Nope. Certainly not. There's not going to be any perfect candidates, but, just to kind of go through a couple of the things that I wasn't too happy about. Number one, it would be her endorsement of Andrew Yang's universal basic income. Okay, that's number one. That's something that's going to affect all of us. But Trump has essentially put a huge amount of Americans on this universal basic income during COVID 1984, and we'll see what the repercussions of that are going to be, and hopefully it's only short term. But with this whole 2020 election coming up and all the authoritarian power and executive orders and the push to pull back cash and coin in the general public, I see it all the time now. Things are a-changing. Okay, so the universal basic income, scary to me. Don't like that she endorsed that. Not a fan of the Council on Foreign Relations. I think she's talked, at least intelligently when she's talked about, her, being a part of that, etc. But at the same time, it still is the Council on Foreign Relations. But then if you can't talk to your enemies, how do you change the system? If you can't get inside the system, how do you change the system? So that one I'm a little bit more sympathetic on. But then, of course, her actually endorsing Joe Biden after the fact. I really wish she had stuck to her guns and said, look, I can't endorse any of these people. Not only did they betray me behind my back, but, they stuck me in the front. They drug me through the mud. I was, trending. I was polling well, and they suppressed me as much as they possibly could. And then they continue to do it at the DNC. So we're going to get into this story. We're going to show you some more. We're going to show you what she tweeted about last night, etc. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Remember, you might have just heard harmful content here on YouTube. At least that's what they're telling me. First it was borderline content. Now it's harmful content. And we just did that video where they've made up new words now. Now, it's not just misinformation or disinformation. There's malinformation. And all these tech companies are meeting. Malinformation can actually have truth to it. It could be real information. But if you're presenting it in malice towards somebody else, well, I want to do a whole video on what malinformation is. They just make up words, right? Hacktivist, leaktivist, public disclosure organization. Anyway, guys, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donors need you now more than ever with this digital censorship going on. You can also support me on Rockfin. All the documentary films, they're free right here, right now in the documentaries playlist section. And making sure you're thumbing the video up, you're subscribing, you're sharing. You are a part of the Burmis Brigade, where you can also find t-shirts in the links below. Okay, so Here's the Fox News story on it. You're not seeing a ton of mainstream stories. He says, reminder, at Tulsi Gabbard was one of 7 candidates that earned delegates during the presidential primary. It has been a tradition that spanned decades for any candidate who earned a delegate to be offered a speaking slot at the convention. Tulsi was not invited. Correct. I was not invited to participate in any way at all. Okay, not any way, shape, or form. And why is this important? Because, guys, you guys all act like everything's so cut and dry and black and white, and nobody can be trusted ever, and everybody that's in any level of politics is some kind of evil demon. And I don't believe that at all. Okay, at all. Don't get me wrong. A lot of sociopaths, a lot of social climbers, a lot of dishonest predator class puppets in those ranks. But we live in this really strange universe. I'm not saying it's a multiverse. I have no idea. I don't have all the answers. But we do live in this really strange universe where, in my mind, provably, good and evil, they exist. Everything's not just a moray or learned behavior. No, there's good and there's evil. And I think the vast majority of us like to think, at least, that we try to do good on a daily basis, at least more than bad. You know, we try to put out good vibes, and we want to do the right thing. And when we find something out that is horrible, we want to change it. And I think Tulsi's that person. I really do. Again, not perfect, but that person. And they know she's that person. And they know she's not a social climber. And they know she's not a sociopath. And they know that she's not just going to toe the party line of whatever they say. You know, I would say the same thing about Rand Paul, right? Far from perfect, but on the other side of the fence, out there trying to do what he can. And there are those people that slip through the cracks, that learn how to, I would say, game a very corrupt system at this point. We need more independence, 100%, okay? But what we really need is to focus on the fact that, look at this corruption. They didn't ever give this woman a shot. They tried to say she was a Russian agent. They had Hillary Clinton go on her Cackle Fest tour and smear her, to the point where Tulsi Gabbard tried to sue her and serve her, and they threw it out, right? Couldn't even get a hold of the untouchable Hillary Clinton. And these people, believe it, are very, very, or at least they feel they're untouchable, right? They feel like they're so protected from you and I that, you know, security will take care of it. We're above the simpletons. We're above the plebes. And I'm telling you, you get to a certain level of these people, you know, forget about politicians, but the people that are really pulling the strings, they don't even see you as a human being. So, you know, I applaud what Tulsi Gabbard did this year. And I really hope that she continues to push back against the war machine. But right now, Tulsi, we need you more than ever here at home. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of... let's just say effed up shiz. How about that? A lot of that going around right now. And we need more and more voices to push back for the people, because the oppressors, they want to keep pushing us down. So thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Once again, guys, remember, couldn't do it without you. Got the GoFundMe in the link below. $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. It's how we do this thing. Rockfin, if you are a premium member, okay? If you're a premium member, and you should just be a follower at least. So you sign up, you get on there for free. There are a ton of creators on here that have free content as well. It's not just me that has the free content. So you just sign up, right? You get all the Jimmy Dore stuff that you might be missing in your feed. Ben Askren's on here. Sam Tripoli's on here. Duke Rufus is on here. So if you're a premium subscriber, right, and let's say you want to up your striking game, Duke Rufus's entire premium line of DVDs on the striking formula, countering, strike defense. So you support me, Jason Burmis, for $9.99 a month. You get all this as well. And so if you're into like fitness, if you're into combat sports or wrestling or jiu-jitsu on top of Free Thinking Media. Nico House also has a great channel. Has been a great guest on here. He's got free stuff. He's got premium stuff. But if you pay the $9.99 a month, you get all of our premium stuff. So Rockfin's another great way to support me, guys. Remember, all the documentary films, they're free. They're in the playlist section. Please check them out. Share them with others. Thumbs the video up. Subscribe, share, ring the bell. And then also check out the t-shirt shop. Your life matters. Your skin color shouldn't have to. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.